Unit 2, Listening Part 2, Exercise 4.
Good morning. It's great to be visiting this school and talking to you. As you know, my name's Mike Selby and I'm a games developer. I thought I'd tell you a bit about my background and my job because for many young people, it's the sort of job they dream of doing. You know, turning your hobby into a career, so to speak. Well, it'll be no surprise to you that when I was a kid, I used to play video games and things like that. I was also a huge fan of science fiction, and I used to read whatever I could get my hands on. I spent hours doing that, even when my mum and dad thought I was up in my room doing my homework. Anyway, I never really expected to become a games developer. My aims when I was at school were a bit more realistic, I think. And my dream, actually, was to become a computer programmer. I mean, I was good at developing software, and I thought that'd be a much safer career, where I'd make far more money than developing games. But, you know, games were a bit of a passion of mine. And while I was at school, I got together with a few of my friends, and we set up something we called the Games Creation Club. You know, we'd go through the process of having an idea, planning, sitting down and developing software and so on. At the time, it was just about the most exciting thing in my life, and I spent all my free time doing it. And then I was given this opportunity, which was even better. Word got around that I was good at writing software, and a local company belonging to someone's dad offered me a summer job. Of course, I had planned to go travelling with friends, but the chance to gain experience doing what I enjoyed was just too good to miss. In the end, I worked for the same people for 2 summers. I worked much harder than I ever worked at school, and I loved every minute of it. Games development is the most creative thing you can imagine, and you can go wherever your imagination takes you. I love it. I love working on the problems, and I love carrying out experiments to work out how to deal with those problems. Also, it's a very rich environment. And one thing which makes it so good is that I find myself working with colleagues whose skills and interests are completely different from mine. I think that it actually helps to have a good, diverse range of people in the team, and we all learn from each other. In fact, you probably have an image in your minds of a games developer sitting alone in front of a screen all day. In fact, it's an extremely social activity. We're always swapping ideas, playing games together, even going out to the cinema as a group and picking up ideas there. While I'm on the subject, cinema is another of my passions. And one of the biggest thrills for me was when one of my games, The Snake Quest, was made into a film. Have any of you seen it?
Yeah.
You have? Great. I hope you liked it. Nowadays, I prefer to work on smaller games than that one. The reason being that those huge, complex games take several years to make, and I don't like to spend so much time on things. I prefer a bit more variety. Well, I hope I've managed to inspire a few of you here. Just to let you know that in the next few months, I'm planning to set up my own business developing games, and I'll certainly be looking out for new talent. So if any of you are interested, drop me a line. Here's my email address, and I'd be pleased to hear from you. Thank you.
Unit 2, Grammar. Adjectives with ed and ing. Exercise 4.
The whole experience was amazing, actually. I mean, I'd been working really hard studying, and so I was feeling pretty tired and nervous already. So when my boyfriend suggested I went along with him, I was shocked. No way. I mean, the thought of breaking a bone or something even worse just before an exam was terrifying. But, you know, he just kept on at me, so for the sake of a bit of peace, in the end, I said yes. When we were up there in the sky, I was just so scared, I can't tell you. I just wanted to get out of the plane. I felt trapped, but the only way to do that was to jump. And in fact, the jump itself was really thrilling. I'd love to do it again. And I didn't break a thing.
Unit 2. Speaking Part 2. Exercise 2.
In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you 2 photographs. I'd like you to talk about your photographs on your own for about a minute, and also to answer a question about your partner's photographs. Martina, it's your turn first. Here are your photographs. They show people doing different activities in their free time. I'd like you to compare the photographs and say how you think the people can benefit from spending their free time doing these different activities. All right?
Well, in the first photo, there's a group of children, both boys and girls, playing football together in the park. They don't seem to be taking the game too seriously, and they seem to be enjoying themselves. I think they benefit from this in several ways. Firstly, they're getting some exercise, which is always good for you because it's great for your health and helps you to relax. At the same time, they're having fun together, which is important because it builds up their social relationships and their friendships. Also, it's good to see boys and girls doing a bit of sport together instead of separately, because I think it helps break down social boundaries between boys and girls. In the second photo, there are 4 girls chatting together in a cafe and laughing. They aren't so active as the children in the first photo because they're not doing a sport, but they are probably communicating more and sharing their ideas and experiences. I think they also benefit because they can talk about their problems, relax, and also enjoy their friendship. All in all, I think they get a lot from both activities.
Unit 2. Pronunciation. Exercise 1. 1.
Firstly, they're getting some exercise, which is always good for you.
2.
It's great for your health and helps you to relax.
3.
At the same time, they're having fun together,
4.
which is important because it builds up their social relationships and their friendships.
5.
Also, it's good to see boys and girls doing a bit of sport together instead of separately.
6.
I think it helps break down social boundaries between boys and girls.